Carpenter is in the gray trunks. Daniel Gracie is in the white trunks.
Gracie looks a little stiff on the feet. That's a nice leg kick, though. Oh, good right hand. He's hurt.
Carpenter pouncing and looking to finish. Gracie just holding on.
Well, the thing is, Gracie, even if he's hurt, he knows jiu-jitsu. He's in the guard now. He can survive on instinct for quite a while.
Carpenter, a brown belt in judo and a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. When we asked Daniel Gracie about Carpenter's jiu-jitsu, very humbly, but with a bit of a wink, he said, I just know a little bit more. No disrespect to Tim Carpenter, but there are black belts and then there are black belts.
But the thing is, you don't need to be as good at jiu-jitsu to not get submitted. Might not know as much as Daniel Gracie, you might not be quite as good, but you know enough to stay out of the submissions. That is going to be key, especially if Tim Carpenter can stay on top. It's unlikely he can catch Daniel Gracie, but he can certainly stay out of trouble, ground and pound. That's important.
Jimmy, Tim Carpenter telling us it's an honor to fight a Gracie, but Daniel Gracie does not bring anything that I haven't seen before in either MMA or in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitions. Half guard held by Gracie, the Brazilian who now lives in New York.
Well, Gracie just looked very stiff on the feet. A little unsure of himself, head very high, and he caught a shot, and here he is on the bottom. And this is where Carpenter needs to stay very cautious, keep his weight down, stay out of trouble, work that ground and pound. Because that's what these, especially something like Daniel Gracie's so good at, is capitalizing on your mistakes.
Gracie still holding an open half guard. Carpenter trying to punch and pass. Gracie trying to sit up. Gracie, 38 years old, and Jimmy, as you mentioned, taking 4 years off from MMA, November of 2006 through November of 2010 without a pro mixed martial arts fight. Said he was working on building his reputation as a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor. Mission accomplished. Now back to MMA.
And what suffers with that time off, with that lag, I mean, a year off is a long time in MMA, let alone 4. It really affects your timing.
Gracie trying to punch from the bottom. Good body control by Carpenter. Still looking to pull out his leg from half guard, past to side control.
You see, he's not trying that hard. He's doing a little bit. He's doing just enough. He's not trying too hard to pass, where he's going to give Gracie a chance to get underneath him and sweep him. You know, he's not going to press the advantage here.
Step over into full mount.
Now that was very slick. Found the opening, just pulled that leg right out. This is extremely impressive.
Daniel Gracie shrimping, but staying relatively flat on his back, Jimmy. Carpenter trying to walk up into a high mount, above the waistline now.
Looks quite possibly like Daniel Gracie may have underestimated the jiu-jitsu of Tim Carpenter. Like you said in the interview, you said, oh, you know, I think I'm a lot better, but going for the armbar now!
Belly down armbar now, rolling onto his hip, but still trying to tap Daniel Gracie with the armbar.
Now, how incredible would this be to get the submission on Daniel Gracie?
It won't happen with that armbar. Gracie pulling free and now letting go with the punches, and it's Tim Carpenter on his back, closing his guard. Carpenter said he felt that his most likely way of victory would be a TKO, but he believes that he does have the ability to submit Daniel Gracie.
That confidence led him to be on his back right now. 45 seconds left.
Gracie trying to step in, leading with his head.
Nice pass into side control.
Then a short right hand, reverse.
Trying to trap that arm and get crucifix position. See, he's trying to slide that right knee across Tim Carpenter's left arm. Now into almost mount, but in half guard.
Carpenter did really well there to keep Gracie from going in the full mount. Gracie still turning and moving.
You see the balance, just keeping that left knee right in the middle. Carpenter cannot get guard. Going again for the armbar.
Again going belly down for the armbar is Tim Carpenter in the dying seconds of round number 1.
It is straight, but Daniel Gracie just managing to pull his way out.
Another submission escape for Daniel Gracie. The end of round one. Moving into round number 2 of this 4th and final Bellator light heavyweight tournament quarterfinal. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
Well, 10-9, Tim Carpenter. Daniel Gracie had a nice comeback at the end, but I thought Tim Carpenter controlled most of that round. He wins it 10-9.
Round number 2. Tim Carpenter is in the gray trunks. Daniel Gracie is in the white trunks. Gracie with the left hand.
And stepping forward, trying to strike this time. It has his head very high. That's an easy target.
Good counter right a moment ago by Carpenter.
I think whatever Renzo said to him, it worked. He started out much more aggressively in the second round.
Lefts to the body by Carpenter. Knee to the thigh by Gracie. Another knee to the thigh by Gracie. Got a bit more impact. Those who remember Gracie family fighters from the earliest days of both Pride and UFC know how smothering they were.
Yes. Very tight, great positioning. I'm sitting here trying to remember, I can't think of any Gracie ever tapping in MMA. Renzo got his elbow broken against Sakuraba.
That was a technical submission.
Technical submission, same thing with his brother Hoyler. That fist was all the way behind the back of his head. He did not tap. I know Hickson obviously never did, never even lost, so I cannot think of a Gracie ever tapping in a mixed martial arts competition.
Big left to the body.
Carpenter unloading with the strikes here. Gracie trying to answer over the top.
Another right hand by Gracie with his back against the fence. Straight left by Carpenter. Reminder for the latest Bellator news and information, go online to Bellator.com.
Now here's where Carpenter's gonna have a big advantage in that tie clinch, but Gracie going right down for the single leg. Not even close. Tim Carpenter gets around him.
Carpenter letting go with the right hands, Jimmy. He is certainly not intimidated. Big right hands by Carpenter. Unfettered shots now from the top from this side control position.
Putting a lot of weight on that leg.
Single leg by Gracie.
Good job with the single leg. Back in half guard. Now butterfly. Half butterfly, but you see how he always puts that left knee right in the middle. Oh, good up kick.
Huge up kick there.
Wow, that might have hurt him. That really might have hurt Gracie. Looks like he slumped down a little bit. I don't know if that shot might have dazed him. Can't see from where we are.
Gracie undeterred, looking to go back in. Carpenter readying another big up kick. There's an up kick from Carpenter. Didn't have the same impact.
Carpenter's legs so incredibly long.
Gracie missing with 2 right hands. Carpenter closing guard. Gracie missing with that right hammer fist, and a right to the body lands. Tight guard held by Carpenter. Gracie sitting up, right hand.
Well, he also has very long limbs. Carpenter trying to wrap up Gracie. You see Gracie's so sticky, very good at getting that leg all the way through the guard. Carpenter looks very fatigued. Head just flat on the mat. Gracie's still pushing, trying to get past this half guard. Once again, going for the Kimura.
Going hard. And Gracie out just like that, cool as you like. Carpenter, though, throwing sub-attempt after sub-attempt at Daniel Gracie.
He's certainly not intimidated. He's going after the tap.
Rights by Daniel Gracie. Final minute of round number 2. See Carpenter moving from the bottom. Still in half guard.
Man, it's a very close round. It's gonna be interesting to see how the judges score this second round.
Gracie, not Jimmy aggressively trying to pass this half guard held by Tim Carpenter.
No, it's content to sit up and try a little bit of ground and pound.
2, now 3 big shots, then 4 to the ribcage thrown by Gracie's right hand. Closing seconds of round number 2.
Break.
Live and free of charge on MTV2 across the United States, you are watching Bellator Fighting Championships. This is Bellator 38 coming to you from Harrah's Casino in Tunica, Mississippi. Jade Price and Mercedes Terrell showing that we are heading into round number 3. The final round of the quarterfinal round of Bellator's inaugural light heavyweight tournament. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
Man, that second round extremely close. I'm going to give Daniel Gracie the benefit of the doubt. I would say it's 19-19. Winner of this round could take this fight.
Tim Carpenter is in the gray trunks.
Oh, good left hook.
Gracie is in the white trunks, and he is down. Is he in trouble? Up kick by Gracie. Carpenter pouncing again.
His problem is Daniel's just not looking fluid with his stand-up. His hand's very stiff, chin very high, and Tim Carpenter found the mark with that left hand.
Jimmy, Daniel Gracie very candidly talked about the rapid evolution of mixed martial arts, that he said in the 90s, if you had world-class Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which of course Daniel Gracie does, then you could roll any opponent. It's not the case today.
No, certainly not. Gotta have everything.
Gone are the earliest days of the UFC. Boxer versus BJJ. Wrestler versus Kung Fu.
That is all done.
That was my big announcer voice. Did you like that?
That was good. I like that a lot. It's great. I can't do that at all.
Still have those on VHS. Modern MMA in 2011, but 2 Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belts. Tim Carpenter with the left hand.
I was looking around for Marwano like, he's here? But it's just you, Sean, doing the big voice. I love it.
Went to the head, 2 to the body by Carpenter.
But I like what Gracie's doing. He's keeping that upper body tight. Not easy to do. Effective ground and pound. You hear his corner saying, watch out for the triangle. Gracie wants to throw that left leg over Carpenter's head and set up the triangle, but Carpenter a black belt himself. I said you don't have to be the best black belt to avoid these submissions, to know what not to do.
Reverse hammer fist there from the bottom by Daniel Gracie.
And for the omoplata. That's hard to finish. That's a very hard move to finish, especially in MMA.
Carpenter trying to turn and roll.
Now you have to watch for the leg locks. Both guys in leg lock position.
Daniel Gracie looking right at his first cousin, Renzo, in his corner.
And both guys look very fatigued. Does he have the gas to keep going and win back this round, which is now half over?
Renzo Gracie shouting furious instructions in Portuguese.
Carpenter almost going for an omoplata as a sweep. There's the pass by Daniel Gracie. Can he win back this round with 2 minutes left?
Daniel Gracie in the side control. And walking up high from this side control on the body of Tim Carpenter.
I think he really needs to put the pressure on. He needs a finish, or he needs a dramatic 2 minutes. Because Tim Carpenter has been in control for the first half of this round. Looking for the far side armbar. Carpenter able to pull out.
Gracie definitely fishing for an armbar from side control. Reverse hammer fist and a straight right hand into the side of the head of Carpenter thrown by Gracie.
You see him trapping that right arm of Carpenter. You can either crucifix him there, you can go far side armbar, a lot of options. But does Gracie feel he can win this round just by staying on top?
Setting up the spinning armbar. Gracie went for it, Carpenter felt it, then ate the right hand. That's Gracie's best punch of this fight. into the 15th and final minute of this bout. One of these two fighters, Tim Carpenter or Daniel Gracie, will be our fourth Bellator light heavyweight tournament semifinalist.
Man, Carpenter very high with his guard. This last minute could decide this fight. Gracie putting a lot of pressure on Carpenter, but not landing really effective strikes.
Blood coming out of the corner of Tim Carpenter's left eye. Leaking pretty freely here now in the closing stages of this fight. Good short right hand on the bottom from Carpenter. Tim Carpenter still holding half guard. Good look at that cut. Knee on the belly by Gracie.
Only 10 seconds left.
Gracie staying very sticky, very tight, Jimmy.
The question is, did Gracie do enough to win back this round? And how do the judges see the second round? We'll have to see.
When we return, we will learn the winner of this bout, and our fourth semifinalist is either going to be Tim Carpenter or Daniel Gracie.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the cage, having gone the distance, we'll go to your judges' scorecards. Judge Jeff Presley scores the fight 29-28, seeing it for Carpenter. Judge Fred Fisher scores the fight 29-28, seeing it for Gracie. Your third and final judge, Kelly Leo, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision. And now the fourth semifinalist in the light heavyweight world championship tournament, Tim Carpenter.
Tim Carpenter now 7-0 in his pro MMA career. He is with Jimmy Smith.
I'm here with your winner, Tim Carpenter. You said it was your dream to fight a Gracie. You've lived that dream. You didn't only fight him, but you won. How do you feel?
I feel great. I just want to thank all my teammates and trainers, Marco, Crew Eric, Jimmy Bins, all the guys I train with back home. I owe it all to them. And thanks to Daniel, too. He made it an awesome fight.
Now, it's been a crazy night of fights. A lot of people that were considered the favorite are out. It's a wide-open division. Where do you think you fall among the guys that are left in this semifinal round?
A lot of surprises tonight. I thought Fiketti would be there. I thought Rafael Davis would be there. And neither of them are. So, you know, whoever I get matched up with next is going to be a tough fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations, your winner, Tim Carpenter. Ladies and gentlemen,
the semifinal round of Bellator's first ever light heavyweight tournament is now set. As with that win, Tim Carpenter joins Christian Pumbu, Rich Hale, and DJ Linderman, world champion at 205 pounds. The winner by way of split decision, Tim Carpenter defeats Daniel Gracie.